We know that we would love for our kids to come to school prepared every day. We'd love for them to follow directions and know exactly what to do. However, we know that's not the case. So there's two ways to go. We can either be positive or we can be punitive. We found that punitive does not work. We found that positive, rewarding those behaviors works, and the proof is in the data. We've known that since we have made this shift away from the negative, reinforcing the positive, that our whole school culture and our climate has changed.
PBIS has made it possible for me to strengthen my relationships with my students. When I first came to McGarry, there was not a lot of PBIS in place. It was in the baby stages, and I was miserable each day trying to get my students to pay attention to me, to get my students to engage in what I was teaching. I didn't know how to do anything else other than old school, try to yell, try to punish. Everything was punitive. Once I was able to start implementing PBIS in my classroom, the positive reward system turned things around.
We have made incredible strides with behavior, and a lot of that's come with PBIS and our administration. And we are like a different school now. It's like we're a hidden treasure. I like to tell people that because people don't know all the good things we have going on here at McGarry.
With PBIS, part of that is we want to recognize those folks that are doing what they're supposed to do. We started with some incentives, some very small items, either having a dance or some small items that they could buy. So it really had an impact as far as those our kids that are making good decisions and doing what they're supposed to do. So part of that was keeping track of, if they were following the expectation, we would have teachers would give them a ticket. So that they would collect the tickets, they would save the tickets. The tickets would then buy small, just we call them, toys or trinkets, or maybe a free pass to get some ice cream in our cafeteria. Horrendous challenges using the ticket system, hard to manage. You can imagine teachers had to have tickets all the time. Students would they would lose the tickets. They couldn't keep track of them. Unfortunately, teachers felt it was very cumbersome.
In my classroom, I use the PBIS Rewards system daily, and I have what we call always scans with a program, and so the students know if they are in their seat and they are working on their work and they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, I'm going to come give them a scan. I have a no opt-out policy for questioning, and so if they give me a good quality answer and there's no I don't knows accepted, they know they're going to get a scan. There are expectations that I set that their behavior, for them to be focused, for them to not talk, for them to be engaged. If you're engaged in what you're doing, they know they're going to get a scan. That always helps because we practice it and we practice it and practice it, and it becomes just a part of their routine.
I use the scans in my classroom constantly. A lot of times I will use the scans for stuff like if I ask them to get to a level 0, which means no talking while the teacher's talking, I'll throw out scans. If they come prepared, I'll throw out scans. If they are participating, engaged, if they're working cooperatively with their group, I do a lot of cooperative groups. If they're doing that's a lot of times the ways I'll give them scans in class. And they're very receptive to that. They want the scans. They want to do good things for the scans. They put their cards on the side of their desk, their ID tags. They just lay them on the side of their desk, and so then I can come by and give them scans when they're showing me those positive behaviors.
The students have found that when we kind of went to the PBIS reward system and the scan process, they saw it was a lot easier as well. They didn't have to keep track of tickets. It was all electronic. It was almost, some were excited to think that it was almost like a bank account for them. It has made the use of PBIS extremely user-friendly and easy. It's easy for teachers to immediately recognize those students. Makes it easy in the classroom when they are trying to teach. They can easily scan those cards, kids in the hallway that are following the expectation, it's easy to do. It's easy for youngsters to find to check their points. It's the ease of operation has made this critical. Even within the store, the ease of operation using the PBIS system in our store has made it extremely. I always keep going back to user friendly because that's the key. If it's too complicated, we're not going to use it.
Your balances team.
What the other thing that has done that we didn't realize when we first started was that we can use the data. We can use our scan data and have those conversations maybe with some teachers, looking at how often they are scanning compared to maybe how many referrals they're sending to the office. And then we can coach them as far as different areas that they may need some help.
I've always been big on relationships here because the kids, in order to teach them, you have to build relationships with them. And that's so very important for our kids here, and that's why I've become successful as a teacher here, is because of that relationship building. So that goes right along with PBIS. And that reward system helps that building that relationship because it gives them that reward that they want. And hopefully we move from that being something on the outside, but then on the inside they want to make those good decisions is the hope.